Keeping entertainment fair. It's The Ref. Carmine Conti here on the Heads Up Radio Network.
And then there's another driver who's driving in the Indy. I can't think of his name right now, but he's going to drive the Indy, and then he's going to get in a Learjet. And what's it? Is it Kurt Busch? Okay. Or is it Kyle?
Kurt.
Oh, okay.
Kurt.
But I believe it's Kurt Busch is going to drive the Indy 500, and then he's going to get in his Learjet and then go do the Coke 600. And so the NASCAR and Indy races are on the same day. Now, I remember there was a couple other guys that did that before, but I don't think anybody has ever won both races. Or maybe one of them, but I don't think both. That would be unique. Let's see. California Chrome won the second leg of the Triple Crown. I picked California Chrome now to win the Belmont because they're going to let him have his nasal patches. So, he can keep his nose clean. That was a really bad joke. But it doesn't enhance the performance of the horse, so this should be really exciting that we have I think it's the 7th or 8th chance in 36 years that we might have a Triple Crown winner. So here we go. California Chrome, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to take Andretti leading some laps. The Coke 600. Listen, I think Kyle Busch will win the Coke 600. There you go. There's my prediction. NBA playoffs are moving right along. We're in the finals of each division. I just can't see anybody beating Miami out of the East Conference unless somebody gets hurt like Dwayne Wade or something. San Antonio Spurs, I still think the best team in basketball, but they're the oldest team in basketball, which is why I like them. And let's see, golf. Here's where the exciting part is. We're coming right around the corner. I just found out that Rory McIlroy broke up with his girlfriend.
Dork.
And he's done. He left her, a tennis player. He wanted to focus more on the U.S. Open. I don't know. So let's see. Oh, here's the exciting news. In the week of the U.S. Open, which I believe is Father's Day weekend for those of you that follow golf, that Wednesday I'm going to be conducting an interview with Randall Griffith of Henry Griffiths. Randall Henry of Henry Griffiths. And so Randall's going to be here in the studio, and we're going to talk golf on the Wednesday before the U.S. Open and see if he's going to give me some inside pick. I don't know if there's any players on the PGA that are playing Henry Griffith golf clubs, but if you've ever hit one, especially the forged, and I don't want to get into all the technical stuff, but wonderful, wonderful golf clubs. And we're going to let Randall talk about that in his past. He's a Coeur d'Alene graduate, and some of his fathers. I couldn't get him in here, but because Randy's too busy. But, yep. And let's see. I can't think of anything else. Entertainment sport. I'm trying to pull something out. I mean, I don't have any elevator fights to talk about. And let's see. I can't think of anything that would be really exciting. But besides the Beyonce Knowles grudge match, 2-on-1 against Jay-Z there. So anyway, guys, listen, we're going to take a short break here. We're going to go sell some chicken here, as we usually do. As I said, I kind of dropped out the info part. I'll tag that at the end of the show, but I'm excited to get here. We got Sammy in the studio. I'm excited to pick up where we left off in wonderful Bigelow Gulch. So, Mr. Rogers, if you got some break music there for me, we'll sell some chicken, and you're listening to The Ref right here on the Heads Up Radio Network.
In this world of moving commerce, your business is either moving forward or moving backwards. Make sure it moves forward. Maybe it's time we build a spot that fits your image. Blue Creative Group takes the time needed to put together a spot you want people to hear and make it a marketing tool to drive customers to your business. With the tools and experience ad agencies and radio stations lack, Blue Creative Group will score it, voice it, and produce it. And if need be, place it on radio and TV stations throughout the Northwest. Blue Creative Group lets you make your branding personal to your target audience. Be creative, be productive, while being cost-effective. Be Blue. Blue Creative Group. Creative marketing plans for the 21st century. Call today. 208-758-0546. 208-758-0546.
Sorry, Jen, I can't make it to our coffee date today. My kids are sick again, and I have a terrible headache, and medicine just doesn't seem to help.
Seems like you guys are always sick. Have you had your house tested for mold?
Come on, Jen, you know me. I keep my house spotless. There's no mold here.
That's what I thought about our house. We had the same problems last year and called mountain mold testing. They came right out and inspected our whole house for mold.
Really? What happened?
Well, mountain mold testing took air samples, and the lab test showed that we were breathing dangerous, invisible mold. We got the mold cleaned up, and now we don't have any more wheezing, headaches, or congestion. They gave us our health back.
Mold can cause numerous health problems, including allergies, chronic headaches, asthma, and lung infections. Children, pregnant women, and the elderly are especially susceptible. Call Mountain Mold Testing at 208-660-8877. That's 208-660-8877. Online at mountainmoldtesting.com.
Support of Heads Up Radio's audio stream comes from people like you.
still
Join
can't
the
hear that.
thousands that make independent radio stations like Heads Up Radio available to the public and your community. Please donate today. Carmine Conti, the ref, here on the Heads Up Radio Network.
And welcome back to the Heads Up Radio Network. I am Carmine Conti, the ref. And today's show is part 2 of the Sammy Eubanks interview that we started here about a week or so ago. And we got to talk to Sammy. And what we did is, just to give you a brief recap of that, we kind of started from his beginnings and Otto, and where he kind of grew up in Southern California, and then moved up to Priest River, and then, of course, started out at a place we both know nothing about, Spirit Lake. And then we moved on, tracking his career right up until he ran out of signal while he was going to the recording studio, of which, as I said in the previous segment, is that he is signed to a new record label, Mission Control, and they're working on a new album, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But the surprise, as I told you I was holding off for, is that Sammy is in the studio with us today with a beautiful Takamine, and he's going to play some music for us today. And I'm going to kind of let him pick. And I'll tell you what, if you're out there listening, Dennis or Dago or anybody out there might be listening, if you have a request, call in. Sammy, welcome back. And man, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
This is so cool to have you in the studio.
Yeah.
And you're kind of our a little bit of a crash test dummy for us.
Oh, really?
Well, we did with Chase, and we had to throw him out.
Chase?
Yeah, and a little country singer. And,
Oh, yeah.
And we just no. But we were trying this room out, and we're trying to get the right thing in this room because we want to do more of this.
Right.
And, who knows? I mean, we might even do a thing in here with bass, drums.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
I know some guys.
Do you know some guys?
I do.
Sammy, we were talking kind of right up to the fact where you're going to the studio, where you're working on your new
Right.
project. Elaborate a little bit about what you're doing and the guys in the band and who might be producing this in the studio.
The guys in the band are Michael Hayes on drums, Dave Nordstrom on bass, and myself. And we've laid down, I think we've got 8 songs, bass, drums tracked, and most of the vocals are done. I'm going to do some more vocals tonight.
We won't be straining you today, right?
No, I hope not.
Right.
As far as producing, it's kind of myself and Carl Bingle.
Now, is Carl?
Carl owns the label, owns Mission Control Records.
Okay.
And the studio as well.
Now, how did you run across? Because this was a surprise to me. I mean, I know some of the people you hear about,
Right.
like Constantino and a couple of the other guys in town, but I've never heard of this gentleman.
Carl's been around for quite a long time, recording and engineering and playing. And I mean, he's got stuff of Stewart, DK Stewart, from I think like 1992, 3, 4, something like that, at West 4, Maine.
Oh, really?
He's got, I don't know, I don't know, 20 songs, 30 songs.
I played with him then. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you playing on that stuff?
Yeah. Well, at West Fort Maine and stuff. Well, if it was before, because I was.
It wasn't you. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
Someone else playing drums. Yeah. I know that. But anyway, so he's been around doing it for a really long time, and he's very well versed in the licensing end of the business stuff. You know, licensing for movies and television programs and commercials and stuff like that. And he, I don't really know. He's going to shoot me. I don't really know how we got together to do. Oh, you know what it was? It was when we did a CD called Honor Flight, which was was to benefit Honor Flight,
World War II veterans, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
War veterans of all kinds, all different wars. To send them back to D.C. to see the monuments and stuff.
Sure.
Because that's all privately funded. And we did Randy Shaw approached me about doing the CD. I did a couple songs on that CD with the guys. Joe Brash played guitar, Tom Norton played keys. My bass player at the time, Jake Barr, and Michael and myself, we did a couple of Mills Brothers tunes for that album.
Right on.
And that's how I met Carl initially. And then we got to talking about this. Me signing with his label and put it together, and here we are right in the middle of it right now.
So now, and is it going to be, is he a blues vein type album or a blues genre? Are we going to have a mix? I mean, this goes back to what we talked about in the first episode.
Right.
Is that because of your versatility, are we going to get a little bit of...
It's mostly bluesy type stuff.
Okay.
I'm consciously trying to stay away from country-infused anything on this record. It's kind of like our shows that we do at the Knitting Factory, you know. We'll do a country show, and then we'll do a blues rock show.
Which I think is way cool.
Yeah, I love the diversity.
Right.
But as far as this project, we're just shooting for the blues vein. And last night I was thinking about the possibility of doing a full-on country record, too, after this.
Yeah, because my suggestion would have been like the old LP, one side blues, one side...
Right, that's... We're going to press LPs of this.
Oops. Yeah, and I don't want to dig too much into it because I don't want you to give away too much.
No worries.
But just a little bit into the genre aspect of it, and then, of course... I saw a thing on TV the other night with Neil.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
It wasn't on TV.
Okay. It was Neil Young, and they have these... Have you heard about the old booths that they used to do recordings, and you could go in and do a recording in the booth, and it would print the vinyl right there for you?
Okay, right.
And the kid or guy from Jack Black, I think, or whatever it is, right? And so I was thinking about this because I've run across more people who are printing back to vinyl.
Vinyl, right. And we're going to do a limited run. Very limited run. I mean, for me, on the level that I'm at, you know, our friends and family would be, you know, might be some people. There might be 20 people that might want
make a nice Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I like that.
Christmas? Yeah. Big old stocking stuffer. I probably have to fold it in half to get it in there.
I'll buy the stocking.
Yeah, but we're going to do a real limited run of the vinyl stuff. And I'm interested in that. I talked to my buddy John Namath, who lives back in Memphis, and I asked him because he did a vinyl run of Memphis Grease, and I asked him how it's selling, and he said it's about three vinyl for every 10 CDs. You know, he said, but it's a great billboard.
Wouldn't it be funny?
You know?
Wouldn't it be funny if actually the reprinting of vinyl brought the record business back in some ways? Because
that would be.
Oh, I love it. It would just take everything away from.
Well,
this.
yeah. I mean, there's people that I know right now that are into that stuff. The guys at Mark's Guitar Shop, Nate Corning and Bob Burdett, and Barry Starkey too. I think all three of those guys are buying old turntables and refurbishing them and buying boxes of records at yard sales and stuff like that, and finding some pretty cool stuff.
Jesus, I can remember friends of mine having a basement that was wallpapered with album covers.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I know a couple people in Spokane that their whole house is full of vinyl.
There's a studio out Chris Phillips' studio out there. He has a room that he made copies of. They're not the album covers, but he made copies of it.
Oh, really?
And then he has like wallpaper, and it's just...
That's cool.
It's way cool.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing back, well, okay, let's say you're going to do some vinyl for special people.
Right.
Me,
You.
and also the album will be done when?
We are shooting for the beginning of June.
Okay,
I don't think that's going to happen now, but
July 4th with Sammy Eubanks?
as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We've got, like I said, we've got 8 songs done. We're going to do 2 or 3 more songs, and then there'll be some surprises.
Well, then here, I'm gonna put the pressure on you. Full court press.
Okay,
Will be ready by the Wallace Blues Festival.
should be.
And of course, Sammy is playing at the Wallace Blues Festival. If you
Yes.
haven't bought your tickets yet,
Yes,
so we're hoping. I'm putting the pressure on full court press.
hopefully.
So I'm telling the audience out there all over the world is that his album will be ready by the Wallace Blues Festival.
4th of July would be great too,
Yeah.
because we're at Liberty Lake at the big park there.
Oh, you're going to
Liberty
do
Lake.
that venue?
4th of July, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
isn't that where Robert Cray played out? Though?
He did.
Yes.
He kind of he was their crash test dummy.
So now you're going to follow the airbags work.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Sammy, let's see. I mean, we got the album coming out, and he committed, and let me tell you, I've known him for a while. He says that I have a problem with commitment. So anyway, we got the album coming out, and now you got a busy summer.
Very. Thank God.
The next gig locally for anybody listening in the Spokane area and stuff like that in Coeur d'Alene, I see you're playing out Conklin's Marina. Is that correct?
This weekend, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So that's the immediate.
Correct.
And then what do we have coming into June?
June is we're in and out of town on the weekends, but June 12th we start our regular Thursday night gig at Templin's, 5 to 9. Down by the water.
Tell them about
outside.
that.
It's wonderful.
This
It's
is cool.
I think this is our 5th year doing Thursday nights down there in the summertime. They do an all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet.
You hear that?
It's family-friendly, right by the water. You can boat up and tie up at the dock and come up and dance your socks off or your sandals off or whatever,
Right.
and then boat back home. A lot of people do that. But people bring their families down, and like I said, the kids are welcome.
So kids can be down there.
Family friendly.
Ribs.
They've done ribs, chicken, salads, the mac salad, potato salad, green salad, dessert, iced tea.
How long do you play? What time do you start?
5 to 9 p.m.
It's perfect.
every Thursday.
Perfect. Unless it pours or whatever.
It's spectacular. If the weather's bad, then we move inside to the
lounge?
To the lounge, and the kids can hang out in the restaurant. If people
Right.
want to hang out, they hang out in the restaurant.
And you do that all summer, don't you? Or
June 12th to August 28th.
there you go. So you got a fair amount of time to see him. If you don't catch the Conklin's thing, or the Liberty Lake, which I would highly recommend, and then you got anytime you want to go down and have some barbecue, great place. I mean, I love the idea of being able to take the kids
It's wonderful
because you have the kids all summer.
And if they want more schedule options, SammyEubanksLive.com
Okay.
is the website. It's got the schedule.
I like that too. I was looking at that this morning. I like
you.
the way that looks.
Thank you.
Well, listen, man, we're going to get into a song, so I'm going to let you saddle up, and I want to get you warmed up with one, and we'll play one here, and then after we play this, we'll go to a short break. But Sammy, what are you going to play? See, I gave you the open thing today.
I'll do a song off of our Riding Alone CD.
Okay,
It's called "Who's Been Talking."
who's been talking? This is Sammy Eubanks. I'm going to say Unplugged. You don't mind if I say that, do you?
I don't care.
Okay, he's unplugged. With
I am unplugged.
Yeah.
My baby caught the train, left me all alone. My baby caught the train, left me all alone. Says she's gonna ride, she done me wrong. Well, who's been talking, telling all I do? Who's been talking, telling all I do? She's my babe, I hate to lose. Goodbye, baby, I hate to see you go. Goodbye, babe, hate to see you go. You're my love. You done me wrong. My baby bought a ticket, long as my right arm. My baby bought a ticket, long as my right arm. Says she's gonna leave. She done me wrong. Who's been talking, telling all I do? Who's been talking, telling all I do? She's my babe. I hate to lose. You know I love her. She done me wrong. She's my baby. She doing me wrong. Help me. You done me wrong.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Anytime you go to that lower register, all the girls out there just went,
Help me, baby.
"Oh, man."
Kind of the Barry White.
I love
the
that.
Barry White vibe.
Now, that was off the Riding Alone album, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, yes.
And when was that? Or let's do a little bit of this. Let's chronological, if I said that right, chronologically, go over your albums.
1997, I believe, was Why in the World, which is a country album I did in Nashville with a Nashville producer back there, Bobby Seymour. Then in 2005, I think we did my Big Fat Blues record here in Spokane with Wade Thames at College Road Recording. That's what it is. On Monroe Street, ironically enough. And then 2011, I think, is when we put out Riding Alone. That was the Inland Empire Blues Society Blues Record of the Year in 12, I think. 11 or 12. Forgive me. And then that must have been 11, because then in 2012 we put out Live at Untapped, which was the Untapped Blues Festival.
Was that the one in Richland? Or?
No, it's in Kennewick, actually.
Kennewick, okay.
At the
Tri-Cities.
Benton County Fairgrounds,
Right.
yes. Dave Nichols, I told you the last time about playing Untapped when we filled in for Nick Curran. That was 2011, and we got pounded with rain like 20 minutes into our set.
Oh, boy.
We were supposed to play 90 minutes right before Joe Louis Walker, I think, was the headliner. And I had wanted to play Untapped for years. I'd been trying to get into Untapped, 10 years easily. And finally got a shot to play, and 20 minutes in, I mean, I'm standing on stage and I'm looking over the crowd and over the sound guys, Eddie, and off in the distance I can see the clouds rolling and I can see lightning striking.
Oh, boy.
Way behind the festival grounds, and the wind's blowing in my face. So it's coming this way.
Here.
And it showed up about 10, 15 minutes later, and it started raining, and I just said, I'm not stopping. I said that on the microphone, so everybody heard it. So the crew the guys from True Tone Audio, Ted and Richard and Renee and everybody, they came out with big giant garbage bags covering stuff up. My pedal board, the monitors, the power amps, my guitar amp, they put a big plastic bag over my guitar amp because we're just getting pounded.
Oh, I bet.
And then 2 or 3 minutes later, while we're still playing, Eddie, the sound guy, comes on the microphone between songs and goes, Sammy, can we shut this down for about 5 minutes? We're getting hammered back here. And I went, yeah, sure, no problem. And I go, we're going to take just a couple minutes and let this blow over. And I turned around and just lightning was right there. So they went, yeah, let's go home. So in the next year, in 2012, Dave had us back. And as part of the deal, he said, I want to have you back, but I want you to put out a live record of your set. So that's what we did. That was Live at Untapped. That's the last one I had out.
Okay. So it's been, now.
Couple years.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah.
And new studio, new producer. Exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to this, and I hope you guys are as much as I am. Anytime you go into a studio, especially if you're going into a new studio, it's like, can we push all the buttons? What can we do?
Right.
What's the studio going to sound like?
Right.
So I don't want you to give away anymore. It's going to, I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. But listen,
The stuff that we have, so just the scratch stuff that I have is I can hear it's there.
You're happy what's in the can already.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, so we look forward to that. Remember, we committed him to a release either by July 4th or by the Wallace Blues Festival. A nice marketing place. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to get Sammy to play another song. We're going to let him get some Diet Right in him, and then Me Too, and we're going to take a short break. Let's see, we're going to sell this time chicken or pizza?
Chicken good.
Chicken good?
Women bad.
Women bad. Okay.
Experiencing an avalanche? The damage from water, fire, or mold can be a disaster and costly. Let Avalanche Cleaning and Restoration repair your disaster fast, safe, and reliably. Call 208-762-2227 for pricing, or if you have an avalanche emergency, call the hotline 24 hours, 818-4411. Avalanche Cleaning and Restoration. Fast, safe, and reliable. 818-4411.
In this world of moving commerce, your business is either moving forward or moving backwards. Make sure it moves forward. Maybe it's time we build a spot that fits your image. Blue Creative Group takes the time needed to put together a spot you want people to hear and make it a marketing tool to drive customers to your business. With the tools and experience ad agencies and radio stations lack, Blue Creative Group will score it, voice it, and produce it. And if need be, place it on radio and TV stations throughout the Northwest. Blue Creative Group lets you make your branding personal to your target audience. Be creative, be productive, while being cost effective. Be Blue. Blue Creative Group. Creative marketing plans for the 21st century. Call today, 208-758-0546. 208-758-0546.
Sorry, Jen, I can't make it to our coffee date today. My kids are sick again, and I have a terrible headache, and medicine just doesn't seem to help.
Seems like you guys are always sick. Have you had your house tested for mold?
Come on, Jen, you know me. I keep my house spotless. There's no mold here.
That's what I thought about our house. We had the same problems last year and called mountain mold testing. They came right out and inspected our whole house for mold.
Really? What happened?
Well, mountain mold testing took air samples, and the lab test showed that we were breathing dangerous, invisible mold. We got the mold cleaned up, and now we don't have any more wheezing, headaches, or congestion. They gave us our health back.
Mold can cause numerous health problems, including allergies, chronic headaches, asthma, and lung infections. Children, pregnant women, and the elderly are especially susceptible. Call Mountain Mold Testing at 208-660-8877. That's 208-660-8877. Online at mountainmoldtesting.com.
You're listening to the Heads Up Radio Network. The Ref, Carmine Conti.
To another wonderful Wednesday here in the studio. You're with me and on Heads Up Radio Network. I am the Ref, Carmine Conti. And today's special guest in the studio live with me today, it's Sammy Eubanks is with us today.
Hi, Clem.
How are you? Clem,
Forgot about that.
You beat me to it, actually. I'm not jumping, though.
That's funny.
Sammy, we're spending some time talking kind of chronologically, trying to put everything in perspective and how his career has enveloped. And we're right up to the fact of we got him to commit today. And speaking of which...
You committed. I just agreed.
You just agreed
with it. Yeah, it sounds great.
You'll probably have me down at the festival selling them, right?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Listen.
In a nice T-shirt tied in a knot in the front.
With the little Aunt Jemima thing on top.
Exactly.
Listen, speaking of commitment, Sammy got married.
Yes, he did.
And Corey, this is recorded, so
yeah.
Congratulations, man.
My girl, thank you very, very much.
I just love her presence, man, and I can see where it's...
Me too.
I'm so happy for you.
It's unbelievable. Somebody asked me 3 days ago, how's married life? And I just stare at them like a deer in the headlights and just say it's spectacular. It's better than I ever thought it would be.
Well, Sammy,
and I've almost been married a couple times.
Yeah. I said I do, but I said I don't. Listen, I set you up here though,
right?
Because then this one's for Corey.
This wasn't going to be good. No,
see, I blew it. Okay,
yeah,
I should have set it up at the break.
You should have done that.
Okay, how about the last one for her then today? Can we do that?
My baby caught the train. She's leaving. No, that's not good.
No, that's not going to work. Okay.
This one's called My Baby's Gone. So
Corey,
I'm going to do, we talked about the Los Lobos tune.
Oh, yeah.
The last time we spoke. So I'll do that. I'll do just a little piece of that. I can't do the solo and all that stuff, but I'll just do the song. I did this song when it was new. Mm-hmm. I think it was new back then in 87, 88 when I was in the Cruisers. We did this song, and I wanted to put it on the record.
And
so we are.
So what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of this again?
It's called My Baby's Gone.
My Baby's Gone. Sammy Eubanks Unplugged. And sorry, Corey, it's all me. I'm bad.
My baby's gone. She's gone away from me. My baby's gone. She's gone away from me. Crying doesn't matter now. She's gonna set me free. Most people say now I'm free from your spell. Most people say now I'm free from your spell. Living on the outside, you know it's hard to tell. If I get relation, went down the drain, what does it matter now? She'll always be the same. My baby's gone. She's gone away from me. Crying doesn't matter now. She's gonna set me free. I'll get along just like a good man should. I get along just like a good man should. Crying doesn't matter now, ain't gonna do a bit of good. My baby's gone, she's gone away from me. My baby's gone, she's gone away from me. Crying doesn't matter now, she's gonna set me free. Living on the outside, you know it's hard to tell. Crying doesn't matter now, ain't gonna do a bit of good. Something like that.
Something like that.
That's, yeah.
Hey, that's, now that one, My Baby's Gone. So you did it, actually. This is going to be on your new album.
Yeah, it's on the new record.
Sneak peek.
Will be.
We got a sneak peek.
Hopefully better than that.
I was interested, because I was listening to that, and I could hear, to me anyway, some of the Los Lobos feel to that. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you're a Los Lobos fan, maybe you'll agree with me. If not, I don't care.
You don't know.
But I like that. Are you going to use like, have you figured out the rhythm pattern on that or the drum?
Yeah, it's much better than that. That's the first time I've done it by myself.
Really?
Like that, yeah.
Oh, I like that then. Well, then you kept the what the song's going to be like.
It was good considering.
So, Sammy, listen. What's in store? What's the future we're looking at? We got a little time left here today, but I think somebody out there wants to know where you're going to go. The Mission Control album. Are you going to do any? You got a really nice Nissan truck. Mm-hmm. It's not a truck though. What's it called?
It's a van.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do some. We're going to promote this one like. More than we have any of the other ones. We're going to promote this one nationally and worldwide. I have a couple of publicists that I've spoken with about doing a project with them, which is where you pay them money and they promote your stuff, and you kind of see what happens.
Right.
I've never ever done that before. Slim's done it, and John's done it. Namath's done it a bunch, and
there's a few people, and I've suggested this too. There's a gal out of Canada that I talked about,
right,
and she does that, and
right.
I totally recommend that, and I can't get enough people to buy into that. But we do have
it's having the money to do it.
Yes, she does want money. Yeah.
It's not something they do and then you pay them based on how well it goes. You pay them no matter what.
Have you
pay
got
them
any,
first, and then they
exactly. She wants it up front, or
right.
this company, and I don't know if the same thing with this.
Absolutely,
is true. The thing that's really interesting to me about with Cortez, whatever her name is, the gal from Canada, is that she puts out testimonials.
Right.
Where you have bands coming back to you saying,
right. The main publicist I've been speaking with is Betsy Brown in Memphis at Blind Raccoon. Publicity, and she's got Buddy Guy, Tinsley Ellis,
perfect,
Lucky Peterson, Shall I Go anymore?
Well, the cool thing
she's
about
got some pretty heavy hitters on her roster. Two Slims have been on her roster before,
Yeah.
So, she can open doors that I just can't even see. Because if a package arrives at a radio station and it's from Betsy Brown, they're going to open it, look at it, listen to it. If it comes from me, they're like, Sammy, who? Well, I got nothing, and that happens. And I've seen her testimonials, and I've spoken with my good friend Oogie Jonathan Oogie Richards over in Seattle, does an internet radio show over there as well on NWCZ. I just saw him Saturday at Sunbanks,
right?
And we were talking about Betsy and that whole program and stuff, and he goes, dude, I get 2 or 3 packages a week from her sometimes.
Really?
Of artists, and then she'll follow up with a phone call or an email or whatever. What'd you think of so-and-so and this and that and the other thing? He said, so she's worth every dime, is what he told me.
Perfect.
So somebody that's well-connected like that, is invaluable because they can reach people that I can't.
Well, and there's no way in such a DIY world that we live in with artists now, since the record companies changed so much, which we talked about earlier, is that as soon as record stores started closing, everything changed. When downloading started, the record business went away. And so
it's a tough gig.
It is a tough gig.
Right.
And even though we think, because we have these computers in front of us, that we can reach out and touch all the places out there, which I'm looking at this huge map.
Right.
It's not true.
No.
I mean, luckily, and you have some
Technically
friends.
you can.
Technically you can. But you don't have enough time.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like the gal, a friend of yours down in Australia.
Oh, Irene Barrett, yeah.
Right. I mean, she does a great job.
Yeah.
Of promoting, in another continent for you, and that's got to be helpful.
And I have to thank Blues Boss real quick for that hookup.
Right.
He had been, I don't know if they have physically met or not, but he sent her stuff, some Pacific Northwest stuff, blues artist stuff, and she played it on her show. Mm-hmm. She had, I don't know if she's still doing it, but she had a Tuesday afternoon.
Driving home with the blues.
Driving home with the blues, like from noon to 1. Right. And she sent me a message on Facebook, said she was going to feature some of my stuff
exactly
on her show during Driving Home with the Blues.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in my kitchen in Post Falls, Idaho. At 8 o'clock, I think it was 8 o'clock on Monday night, right? And it's noon the next day there, 1 o'clock or whatever.
Right.
And she played an entire hour of me.
No kidding.
On the radio, yeah. Yeah. And I'm communicating with her. I'm messaging back and forth on Facebook and stuff. Right. And my mom jumped in, you know. My mom, this is so wonderful. She's just crying, you know. And, but yeah, that's just, you know, I mean, it's tomorrow. And that's going on a world away. You know, but I haven't met Irene, but I really, really look forward to meeting her.
She's a pill. I haven't met her either, but I've kind of watched her because we were on Facebook or whatever social site together. I don't want to give any shameless plug for Facebook, but anyway, she has come over to the NAMM show, and I think last year she did a whole thing.
Didn't she go to Memphis?
She went to Memphis. She went to Chicago. I mean, she
did a blues trail kind of thing.
She is She's a blues person.
Yes.
True, committed to it. And that's hard to find. Now, there are some people, too, that are friends of Dennis that you're talking about, or the blues boss, who he's hooked up with over in England as well.
Tim Aves. Tim Aves and Kevin Bealey. I don't know if Tim
Aves is who I'm aware of. The Bealey thing, I'm not.
Kevin, I believe, is another jock over there. But Tim, actually, I met Tim. We were doing... It was early 2012, January 2012, when we went to Memphis for the IBC. It was 2013, January. Tim came over here for a week. The night that he landed in Seattle, Dudley went and picked him up at the airport, Blues Boss, and brought him to Everett to the rec room where we were playing. And he was in there, and he was just all jet lagged out and looked like he'd been up for 3 days. And which he probably had flying, you know, over here.
He just looks like that anyway.
He sat in the back of the room. I met him, and really, really nice man, and sat in the back of the room and watched the show. And then all of a sudden, he creeps up toward the front of the room, and he ended up on stage with myself and Mark Riley, because he's a player as well.
Right.
Unbelievable. He started playing and singing, and Mark Riley and I were just both going, what? And it was awesome. Cool. Awesome. And he's very well steeped in the blues and the radio thing over there and promoting and plays our stuff over there as well.
And that's the way I don't think most understand. This is one of the things that has always been a big peeve of mine, is that, and before we take a short break, because I want to come back and do one more and we'll close out the show for the day.
Okay.
But one of the peeves I have before we go to break is that I've always said the person that is going to make it out of any small town is the person that gets in the van and trailblazes.
I can tell you a story about that.
Well,
I can absolutely. It just happened. Some stuff just happened recently to another friend of mine from around here, and we'll take the break. Go ahead, take the break. I'll tell you about it.
So while we're both sitting on his story and my peeve, we're going to take a short break, the last one of the day, and then when we get back here, we're going to do one more. We'll finish up with Sammy's story, and then I'll probably be peeved out. And then Sammy will do one more song. And you're listening to the Heads Up Radio Network. I'm Carmine Conti, the rep, live today with Sammy Eubanks.
Avalanche Cleaning and Restoration is ready for spring. Are you? Let Avalanche get you ready for summer by making your house or business springtime clean. For all your carpet, upholstery, and window cleaning needs, even those emergency cleanups, call Avalanche. 208-762-2227. Emergency hotline 208-818-4411. Or online, avalancheclean.com. Avalanche. Fast, safe, and reliable. Looking for something different to do tonight? Thinking of a restaurant that you haven't been to for a while, or a place to take the kids out for a fun night? Ever find yourself in this situation? This is a question that prompted publisher Jeanette Dunn to create Idaho Cuisine and Spokane Sizzle dining and entertainment guides. And it just keeps getting better with their pocket guides, online editions, and now online local restaurant finder at sizzlingcuisine.com. Also find local wineries, breweries, distilleries, great recipes, recipes from local chefs, hot spots and cool happenings, and chances to vote for your favorites. Be in the know about local happenings when you sign up for the Sizzlin' Cuisine e-News, delivered to your desktop weekly, and be eligible to win a free dinner for two. You've always enjoyed reading the magazines. Now it's easy to flip through them online too. Makes it easy to find restaurants that offer great menus prepared by experienced staff who really care to serve you the best in local cuisine. Spokane Sizzle and Idaho Cuisine are online at sizzleincuisine.com. We do the footwork to make it easy for you to find just what you're looking for.
Well, welcome back to wonderful Hump Day Wednesday. Live in the studio with the E-Train. I like that one.
That's cool.
I love that one.
We have the E-Team on the website.
That's the E-Team?
Yeah. SammyEubanksLive.com.
And the shameless plugs are always worth it here, man.
Yes.
Listen, we were getting into pretty much the last part of the interview for today, and there's no saying, because after the album's release, I'll probably have him back one more time to assault him about his album. And then we were talking into one of my peeves. I said, I'm peeved out, and you were going to tell us a story. And what this is in regards to, at least I'm hoping it's in regards to, is one of the things that I think separates success and failure.
Right. Exactly. I was at my house a week or so ago, a week and a half ago, working around the yard doing something. I had the radio on in my shop, and it's always on a country station in Spokane, Coyote Country. And I heard a song called Love Song from my friend Jeremy McComb, who lives in Nashville, has been in Nashville for 8 or 10, 12 years, something like that. And I know he's struggled getting on, the top tier radio stations. He's played on K102, independent radio stations all over the country. But as far as playing on a station that reports, for Arbitron and all that stuff, sure. If they play an independent artist song on their radio station, that means they can't play George Strait or Dierks Bentley or Trisha Yearwood or whatever, and the labels get angry about that stuff. Okay. You can see how much sense it makes. It does make sense from the label standpoint.
Right.
So for an independent artist to get a song on that radio station, I know about that stuff. So I called Jeremy and I asked him about how he did it. And he said he sent him the song and they liked it. He's sent him songs in the past and they didn't play them. He's from here. He grew up in Rathdrum. Mm-hmm. I think Rathdrum is where he grew up. His dad, Bob McComb, played around town, still plays around town once in a while.
Sure.
Jeremy's coming to the Slab next month in June.
How cool.
And what I said, how did you do that? And what did it cost? He said it didn't cost anything. He's spent the last 8 or 10 years going out in a van by himself or with Rick Huckabee, doing a duo, going to radio stations, creating relationships, with people. And then when you get a song you want to release, you send it to all your friends that you've made all these contacts with.
Right.
And that's what he's done independently. He's got a team of people with him now in Nashville doing marketing and managing and all that stuff, and getting ready to release a new record, I think. But this Love Song is just taken off. He told me, you wouldn't believe the numbers of downloads that he got after the song played just here in Spokane.
Wow.
And they can track that kind of stuff. The song played at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then for the next hour we got this many hits and downloads and all that stuff. But that's what it takes. You were talking about the Too Slim thing of just getting in the van and going and playing somewhere.
Right.
Because that's what you want to do. That's what we're doing also. Throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it sticks anywhere. I don't care where it is, we'll go play. And then, I've got a regular gig in California every November at the NHRA drag race down there with Morgan Lucas Racing, the Lucas Oil people. And that gig is booked every year. This year I didn't know if it was going to happen, but it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And now we're trying to fill in stuff, been in contact with Biscuits and Blues over in San Francisco and the Torch in Sacramento and blah, 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 trying to set up a tour, either going down or coming back. Phoenix, Scottsdale, I don't care where it is. We'll go play.
Sure.
Because the California gig is happening. That's locked in. So it gives us the opportunity to play other places either on the way down or on the way back and hopefully build our audience.
Well, and you know what I see with this too, and this makes a really good point to me, and how this all generates. What I see here for you is one, first of all, you're willing to do the work. Mm-hmm. That's the key, first of all.
Right.
Two, you're willing to invest, of course, into the product, which is the product to market, because that's what you're taking to market besides yourself. And then three, you're going to find that you also need a team and to surround yourself with people. And
which we're doing that with Carl Bingle and Mission Control Records.
Right.
That's the beginning of
that. Or even in Tim or in Irene. Mm-hmm. You know, because of them liking you, that's another avenue. Because you could probably set up something in Australia if you could withstand the 14 hours in the air. Mm-hmm. but I mean, that would be something that I bet you she would help you with. I know they just had a big festival down there as well.
Right.
This is where I get to on this is what I see. What you're growing into is you're growing into something where a lot of people block themselves out away from. It's a different market. It's like, I'm going to make an album and then I'm going to get it on the radio.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And your plan for that is?
Well, you can do that.
Right.
I mean, you can get it on local radio or internet radio. Even.
Well, I know we work with that. We have 3 sister stations under the Blue Creative Group that are all that. But what I see for you, Sammy, is the growing.
Right.
And
but like you said, you have to leave. You have to go do the work.
Sure.
You have to go get it. That's what I tell people. People
you got to
ask
go
me
get
all
it.
the time locally.
Yep.
Around, how do you play so much? Well, you got to go get it.
Right.
They're not going to call you. You know, and you have to go out there and play.
Well, and with that, I'll tell you what, man, that's what I see, and also maybe that'll be the name of your new album. I went and got it. No, I got to go get it.
It's called Sugar Me.
It's called Sugar Me.
It's going to be called Sugar Me.
So we've heard a song off the new album today. Uh-huh. We've heard Sugar Me.
That's the title. And you haven't heard the song, but.
No, but I mean, we heard the Los Lobos too, right?
Right.
So we got a song today from Sammy. That's going to be on the new album.
That's a world premiere, bro.
Listen, I can't tell you. It is. And we are worldwide here on the Heads Up Radio Network.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm going to thank you, man, for being in the studio today. Always love seeing you and having you around.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Now, when do we tee off?
I'm ready.
Okay.
The van's running.
The van's running. We're going to go play 9 at Manitou. We love you guys. And
Terry
Sammy
polished my clubs for me.
She's real unbelievable.
No, Terry.
Terry did? Yeah. Not bad, Terry. Hey, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. I don't know what I'm going to do next week, but you'll find out soon enough somehow.
Thank you, Tripp. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Carmine. I almost called you Clem.
Almost again. And thanks for listening to the Heads Up Radio Network. I'm Carmine Conti, the ref, and today's thing is it's a touchdown. It's a winner
chicken
dinner. Thanks for listening to Radio Heads Up Network. See you guys.